Welcome, everyone, to the final and most defining challenge of Wave 2.0, the signature 30-minute webinar challenge. What you'll see today is not a practice session, this is a mastery demonstration. Each trainer has been given one corporate aligned topic and 30 minutes to show clarity, facilitation strength, and signature thinking. Let's listen not as learners alone, but as future clients and decision makers. Today with us, we have Dipali Goel. The stage is yours, Dipali. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Thank you so much for your guidance and thank you so much for my introduction. A very good evening, everyone. Today, I'm presenting to you how to communicate during pressure situations. So, in next 30 minutes, I'll just try and guide you as to how we can communicate better when we are under stress. So, here comes the topic: clear communication in high pressure teams. So, dear learners, it's very easy actually to communicate when we are in a calm state of mind. The real test is when we are in a stressed situation, when we are in a pressure cooker kind of a situation. How to communicate at that moment is something I'll walk you through. This just takes me back to my earlier days. I learned this message, but not in a very hard way. It was a comparatively easy lesson for me to learn. So this happened. I was working in the examination department. In the last minute, it was revealed that a blunder had been committed actually. I got so panicky. It was a situation for me. I didn't say anything, but I did happen to spill the entire bottle of water, thankfully, on the floor. But when I saw my seniors dealing with the situation, that was my first lesson how to communicate during high pressure situations. And let me be very clear in one fact: whatever problem is there, a solution is right behind. And do remember that pressure doesn't remove skill, it distorts our thinking. And communication is usually the first casualty. So, how to communicate during stress situations? So, when you are under a pressure situation, I am sure all of you can actually identify some of the pressure situations which are there on the screen. So, these are a few pressure situations which I would want you to have a look at. And other than this, you can also bring some pressure situation from your memories and just imagine that you are in that pressure situation. And under these situations, you have to imagine how to communicate. So, through this session, you can imagine in a situation you have been and just try to remember how you communicated. And during this session, try to see how you could have communicated better. So, when is a team under pressure? These are a few things I think you can identify with them. Deadlines are tight, the stakes are high, outcomes are critical, there are multiple stakeholders, there are competing priorities. You have to take decision rapidly. Just imagine yourself in any of these situations, and I'm sure the stress, the pressure will rise. So, how do we do that? In a stress solution, the principle remains the same. Your communication has to be clear. So I follow this acronym of FACT. Your communication has to be focused, it has to be short, action driven, clear, tone neutral. I'm not explaining too much right now. I'll come to this as and when we proceed, go ahead in our presentation. Right. So, what happens when we are under a pressure situation? Does our skill gets affected? Well, I don't think so. Why? Because the same team performs differently when the situation is quite comfortable, and the same team starts making errors when they are under pressure. So basically, what does pressure do to us? Pressure distorts our thinking. And how does a pressure build up? It could be because of you're having too much on your plate. You have a lot of things to do. So this can affect you. This can put you under pressure. There is a fear of hierarchy. You're afraid that you cannot question the higher authorities. You're fearful. You are fearful because of whether the person hasn't given you the right kind of a confidence, or you are fearful because you don't believe in yourself. Anything could add to the pressure. And whenever there is pressure, we forget clarity and focus on speed. How often does it happen? Even when we are nervous, we want to speak really, really fast. And this is what happens if you have to prepare your presentation in a hurry. You're going to prepare your presentation really fast. The presentation was made, but the clarity misses. So, assumptions, they replace facts at times. You just fill in ifs and buts, and all these things, they may add to pressure. Emotional tone, it also can escalate stress. So these are the pressure situations which we can be under. So these are the basic 7 C's of communication, which we should follow always, and in pressure situations also. I'll not go too much into detail. I'll just go ahead and I'll take you ahead with a story, and the title of the story is 10 minutes to go. So I would want all of you to imagine yourself that you are in this situation, and there are 10 minutes to go. So remember, 10 minutes to go, and the client is in the room, the senior leadership is watching. Suddenly an issue escalates. I hope the pressure is building. So suddenly an issue escalates. The issue is there is a problem in slide number 6. The time is less, 10 minutes to go. The stakes are high, and you are being watched. What happens in moments like this? What would the team do? Succumb to pressure? Have internal fights? Or sort the matter? So, in situations like this, what basically happens is that people, they kind of start thinking in not a very positive manner. They just falter because their thinking gets a little compressed. So whenever you are in this kind of a situation, just cite facts and don't voice assumptions. I have just given you 2 sentences. The first sentence says that there is an error in slide 6. I'm referring to the story title 10 minutes to go. And the second sentence says that you did not create the presentation properly. My question to you, anyone can unmute and please answer me. Which of the 2 sentences do you prefer? Anyone, please?
Yes, I would like to say, I will say the first sentence, that there is an error in slide 6. To save
Right?
the time, instead of blaming other person, I
Very
will
good.
I will just point out and try to correct that, because we just have the limited time.
Thanks, Dipanchi. That was a lovely feedback, a very intelligent feedback which I received. Anybody else who would prefer the second sentence? Most of us would go probably with the first way of speaking. As Dipanchi has already explained, it is stating a specific observable fact. Whereas the other sentence, it lacks clarity. It doesn't point out where the problem is. The first sentence, there are no assumptions, there are no emotion. The second sentence, it is a kind of an accusation. The person, whosoever is being addressed, won't be very happy with the second kind of a sentence. Well, first sentence, as Dipanchi already said, it is easy to act. You know where the problem is, and you know that it has to be sorted. The second, it is going to add is interpretation, and the things are going to get complicated. And remember, we only have 10 minutes to go. What is the other kind of an instructions which we can give? For instance, I am presenting in front of you. Just imagine a scenario where I start from the last slide, come to the second slide, then come in the middle, and then go to the start. The things would be unclear. So this kind of a communication is always avoidable. Just look at this sentence. Update this presentation, fix a meeting, and talk to the person concerned. And then look at the second sentence. Update slide number 6 and send before 3 o'clock. I'm still talking about the story which we are going through. If you look at the first sentence, there is more than one information which you want to give. And the information is vague. There is no sequence. There is no deadline. And if you look at the second sentence, it is precise and time bound. So please remember this fact that when under stress, make sure that one message, one action. Make sure about it, because this is actually going to make things less complicated. Right. Then the third thing, which is very important in any kind of a communication, especially when the team is under stress. Just look at the two sides. I've just written unstructured update and structured update. So the unstructured update is I updated the deck. The meeting is at 3. The client wasn't happy earlier. The structured one is the client requested changes to slide number 6. I have updated the data and visuals. I'll resend the deck by 3 p.m. Which of the two would you prefer? I would love to have your responses.
The structured one.
The structured one. Yes, Rahila, absolutely. The structured one is what we would be preferring, right? So whenever you have to send a message, whenever a team is under pressure, remember that the update has to be structured. Now, just imagine a person, just imagine your leader comes to the room, 10 minutes to go, and this person with a swollen mouth, angry expressions, is just moving here and there in the room, not uttering a single word. Is he increasing your stress or is he decreasing your stress?
Increasing.
Increasing.
Definitely. So this is a very important point. Unspoken pressure also increases stress. Rather than this man with a swollen face, he could have simply said that we have 10 minutes. Let's keep updates crisp. This is time critical. Ask if anything is unclear. What do you think this person is doing by this kind of a communication? How do you think it is going to affect the people around? If you were one of those team members, how do you think you would be affected with this kind of a communication? The second one, which I'm saying.
This will actually reduce the panic among the team.
It will
And they
reduce the
will
panic in the
take
team.
action. They will
Perfect.
take action, basically.
Perfect, Dipanshi. Very well said. It is going to reduce the panic. And secondly, your leader is also giving you space to ask questions if anything is not clear to you. So you also get confidence that, yes, I have a doubt, I can always go up. And important thing, neutral tone. Keep your tone neutral while in panic. Suppose if I say that, okay, there are only 10 minutes to go and we have to finish this fast. What kind of a message am I giving to my peers? I'm actually scaring them. So these are a few sentences which I would want like one of you to read one by one. Like the first sentence, I'll just read the first sentence just to tell what kind of a thing I want from you. So like, look at the first thing. So the first tone, I'm keeping it very polite. If you get a chance, maybe we should review slide number 6. And I'm being very polite here. The second sentence is, slide 6 has incorrect data, please correct it. So which of the two sentences would you go with? Suppose if you have to give an instruction to your team, which of the two sentences, which of the two tones would you like?
Second one.
Again, the second one. Why? Why? Because I am telling you to do the work, what has to be done.
Done, yes.
Right? Can any one of you read the second sentence and the second sentence in both the columns? in different tones.
In different tones.
Yes.
Okay, can I try?
The second one, I think you can, yeah, you please try in whatever tone. One of the tones you can make it which would be suitable, and the other which would not be suitable to be
Suitable.
used. Yeah,
Okay. I'm really worried about this slide. It doesn't feel right. Okay,
right.
let's. The revenue number on slide 6 doesn't match the report.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sujata. Now tell me, what kind of an emotion did you convey in both the sentences?
Yeah, so in the first one, I was just, showing my aggression. But in this second one, I was having empathy with that person who was actually responsible for that.
Right.
Showing
And did
empathy.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. And did you observe that in the first sentence, you are not even telling the person what to do,
That's also, yeah.
right? And in the
Yes,
second sentence, you are making the things really clear,
yes, clear instruction was there.
right? And the third one, Frida, can you try?
Sure. So, sorry to interrupt, but whenever possible, can you look into this? And the
Yes,
second one,
understood.
please update slide 6 and resend by 3 p.m.
Which of the two sentences do you prefer?
I would prefer the second one because the first one is more like, gives it's more like more of a request and
Right,
more of a plead versus to
right.
an instruction. The second one is clear, specific, and at the same time, it is an instruction.
Yes, thank you so much, Frida. So the first sentence is as if it's like, okay, are you free to watch a movie? So this is not what has to be done in a pressure situation, right? The things have to be really, really clear. And then similarly, we can try the next sentences also. So what point I want to make out here is that when in a pressure situation, clarity is required and politeness is not. Of course we have to be polite. I hope you understood what I meant by polite. Even of course we have our tone has to be polite, but we can give clarity with kindness. But the whole thing is clarity is the word. Whatever you instruct, it has to be done very clearly. Now, have you wondered what do great teams do differently? How is it that some teams are always achieving, they are always achievers? It isn't that they never come under pressure situations. They do come under pressure situations. So whenever the things have to be done differently, they have to be done better. It's a good idea to clarify each and everything before executing. Whatever has to be done, it has to be clear in your mind and in the mind of your co-workers. Such kind of an environment has to be set that anyone and everyone can question without any kind of a fear. Urgency has to be separated from emotion. You just cannot sound too urgent in your voice. You have to make sure that you have to make the other person comfortable and not fearful. Critical information has to be repeated. 10 minutes to go. Slide number 6, right? This is the critical information in my tiny story. It has to be repeated. Challenge assumptions. Wherever you feel ifs and buts are coming, please clarify. Don't assume. Stay away from assumptions. Stay away from assumptions in any kind of communication, during critical communications, during pressure communications, always. And just have a quick checklist. Just ask, is the task clear? Does everybody know who has to do what? Are we clear about the deadline? Has it been confirmed? All these things have to be checked. So, what basically happens during pressure? Pressure, even if it is predictable, it can actually distort our thinking. But during communication, we have to remember fact. You have to understand fact, action, clear, tone, neutral. This is something which you really have to keep in mind, right? Then, facts have to be taken over assumptions. One message, one action. Tone has to be neutral. Just try and reduce panic, because panic is going to take you nowhere. Great teams separate urgency from emotion and confirm clarity. Pressure demands clarity and not volume. This is what I wanted to convey through today's session. Now, a small activity for all of you. So there is a slide in front of you. You can all see. What I want is just observe the slide for 30 seconds and then I'll ask you a question. Your time starts now. Yes. What did you observe in the slide?
There was just 13 minutes left on the clock. Sorry, 13 seconds left on the clock. And they were having a conversation. And then on the others, in the corner, the man is stressed.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Frida. Anybody else? Anything you observed on the slide?
Okay, my observation was I saw two sides of a coin. One where
Okay.
it was a very calm situation, and the other was the person was in panic mode.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Radhika. Thank you so much. So, anybody else with any kind of an observation? Well, I've come back to the slide, so no point asking now. Then there is another slide which I want to observe. I want all of you to observe. And the slide is that you have to observe that how many human faces are there in the slide. 30 seconds you can observe, and I'll ask you to answer after 30 seconds. Just observe how many faces are there on the slide. And if you observe, I've also written a nice thought: a stitch in time definitely saves 9. So a proper conversation can actually help diffuse pressure situation. So we're done with 30 seconds. So anyone to answer how many human faces were there?
Three
Three.
human faces, yes.
Human
Rita
faces
says
are
3.
Three
Rita
only.
says 3. Sujata says?
Three only. Yeah.
And Dipanshi,
three.
Rahila,
Three.
and Radhika.
I could see only one face.
Okay. So now what I wanted to go through this activity, what I wanted to show through this activity, see, the question about this slide, which was there in my mind, the information which I wanted from you was that what is the color scheme of the slide? That is what I wanted you to tell me. But I never gave you instruction regarding this. And in the second slide, I told you how many faces were there. My instructions were crisp, clear. And almost all of us, we got it correct. So do you see how a simple sentence can make a difference? And we are not in a pressure situation right now. So can you imagine that a simple thing, a simple instruction can make a big difference if you are in a pressure situation? So whenever you are under pressure, the communication should be such that it is just diffusing the pressure and not increasing the pressure. So that is what I wanted to tell you right now. So whenever you are under pressure, please remember fact, right? Keep your ideas focused, be action oriented, Stop blaming others. Keep your tone neutral. So, this is what I wanted to tell you today through my presentation. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
No, absolutely not. Very crystal clear presentation, and we actually understood. I mean, I actually understood what you meant to say.
Okay, thank you so much. And well, I hope the thing is clear. So
Yes.
next time, whenever you are in a pressure cooker situation, please remember the fact, right? So I hope with my few minutes of talking to you, you can actually diffuse whatever pressure comes into your working next time. And to remember the things further, I just have a small PDF which I would be sharing with all of you. So, if anytime, whenever you are under a pressure situation, you can just have a look at this takeaway sheet. And thank you so much for your patient listening. It was wonderful talking to all of you. Thank you for the way you responded. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dipali. Thank you, audience.
Thank you
That
so much.
thank you so much. So that brings us close. I mean, to the close of the signature webinar. As peers and judges, please reflect on the clarity, facilitation, relevance, and overall impact of the session. Scoring links and instructions will be shared with you shortly. Let's appreciate the courage and professionalism it takes to deliver under this format. Thank you all. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Thank you, Dipali.
Thank you so much.